We are starting to talk about the Anunnaki mystery. Who were these ancient beings? Many people think they helped to create humans.
The Anunnaki are in old Sumerian stories. They were powerful gods. They came from the sky. Some think they were ancient aliens with advanced tools. They might have given us knowledge and helped humans evolve.
Remember, these ideas can change how we see history. Sumerian stories, like other old tales, are likely symbolic, not real history. Science shows human evolution happened by natural selection over millions of years, without aliens.
Isn't it interesting that many cultures talk about beings from the skies? Do these stories tell an old truth, or do they show human curiosity about where we come from and the universe?
Were these stories just people trying to explain natural events they didn't understand? Or is there some truth in these myths? Were these gods really ancient astronauts, or just a part of the culture's imagination?
Yes, buildings like Ziggurats may show a connection. They might have shown a link between heaven and earth. Some think this shows advanced knowledge for that time.
It's more likely these were great human achievements, using what they knew and had. Jumping to ideas about aliens can make us forget the amazing things done by ancient societies.
But in times of fast change or big advances, we should ask what caused these changes. Was it the environment, cultural exchanges, or maybe new ideas that became legends?
So, as we keep looking, let's think. Are we trying to find proof of outside influence in history? Or are we trying to understand ancient human intelligence and our wish to know where we come from? Let's keep going with the Anunnaki mystery. Are these ancient wonders made only by humans, or is there more to the stories?
Places like the Great Pyramid of Giza or Stonehenge amaze us today. Some say the Anunnaki might have helped build them. They were not just buildings, they linked the physical world to the stars.
We should respect how smart ancient builders were. These places show humans knew math and stars well, all on their own. By looking at these sites, we learn about human skills and imagination over time.
Yes, but these wonders make us ask about how knowledge spread in old times. How did different groups make similar things? Was this by chance, or is there information we miss in our history?
Are the links between different cultures just chance, or do they show shared influence? Do we just like to wonder about the past, or is there a big story to find?
Think about the Ziggurats. These buildings were not just temples, but maybe places to watch the stars. They fit with sky events, showing deep knowledge of space. Maybe the Anunnaki inspired this knowledge?
Ziggurats show a good understanding of nature, but these are results of human knowledge over time. It's too simple to say every smart idea came from outside sources.
It is interesting when similar science and tech showed up in faraway cultures at the same time, like big stone markers facing the sun's path. Could these similarities mean a shared story?
Are these ancient wonders made by humans alone, or are they signs of otherworldly help? As we look more, we should ask, are we looking for outside proof for human work, or finding our own history's potential? When we look deeper into the Anunnaki theory, it becomes more interesting. How do stories and history mix to shape how we see human origins? Are myths just symbols, or do they point to real old events we misunderstood?
Myths, like those of the Anunnaki, often mix history and stories. There are signs of old advanced knowledge, like the detailed Mesopotamian star maps. Could these stories give clues to histories we don't fully know, showing us advanced societies we don't understand yet?
It is interesting to explore, but we need to base our talk in science. Evolutionary biology gives a lot of evidence that human evolution was slow and happened over millions of years. Myths make our origins colorful, but should not replace science.
Sure, but don't you think myths with shared themes show a common human mind? The idea of beings from the sky is found in many cultures. Whether these are true stories or just tales, they tell us about ancient societies' views and questions about life.
So could these myths be early tries to explain complex things or knowledge, especially things ancient people didn't understand? Did these stories come from seeing something true that we don't get yet?
That might be true. Look at the old Sumerians and their knowledge of the stars. They had a detailed calendar and knew celestial patterns. Could this knowledge come from Anunnaki stories, mixing myth with some bits of history?
History shows how humans advanced in understanding the stars. We guess today because we don't have all proof, but it's important to follow science. Old societies grew their knowledge through watching and testing, without needing help from aliens.
These myths are still interesting, maybe because they answer deeper life questions that science can't fully answer. Our interest may be a search for historical truth and a need to connect with deeper human existence.
As we think about these ideas, maybe it's not about choosing myths or history, but finding where they meet. What if looking at these myths helps us understand hidden parts of our past and the power in human stories? As we explore the Anunnaki theory, we ask, did aliens help human societies evolve, or are we missing what our ancestors could do?
It's interesting to think about. The Anunnaki may mean something deeper. Some old texts talk about advanced knowledge of the stars. Does this show outside help?
It's tempting to say such knowledge came from outside, but we must look at the strong evidence for human evolution. Discoveries in biology, fossils, and genetics show natural growth without help from aliens.
Storytelling and myths shape how we understand things. Stories about beings from the sky, true or not, show our search for meaning. Are they more about our quest for understanding than proving aliens?
That's a good point. Could these stories help us understand history and ancient beliefs? Are we seeing old tales with a modern view?
Stories about the Anunnaki often link with big feats like Göbekli Tepe, which makes us rethink early societies. Are we missing something about their abilities?
These places show what people could do. They should remind us of human genius, not just alien help. We should honor human development.
Isn't it the mystery that keeps us interested? The idea of lost knowledge from Earth or elsewhere makes us curious and eager to learn more.
As we talk about this, let's think, what do myths and history offer us now? Are they lessons in human strength and creativity? Or should we look beyond what we know and imagine history's endless possibilities?
Maybe it's a mix of things. The Anunnaki stories, true or not, help us see both the past's potential and its unknowns. Could this push us to explore new paths in science and history?
Science helps us bridge myths and facts. Every new find, even if small, clears up our view of human growth without needing alien stories.
Stories, real or not, make us ask questions about what we know and have yet to learn about our start and the universe. This talk helps us see more across different studies.
In the end, maybe it's not about picking science over myth, but enjoying the talk between them, a rich place for learning and wonder. As we look into the Anunnaki theory, we ask, are these stories unknown parts of our past, or just myths? Could they help us understand human evolution better?
These stories could mean more than old tales. Big buildings like ziggurats and pyramids might show something deeper. Are they parts of a puzzle we have not solved yet?
Yes, hidden knowledge is interesting, but we need to focus on scientific proof. Evolution shows human growth through fossils, DNA, and archaeology. Every new find can change how we see early human skills.
I agree, Ryan, but think about how myths match science, like Vikings using sunstones for navigation. These myths show big knowledge and human curiosity, making science grow.
Are these stories early ways for humans to talk about things they didn't understand? Do they show our need to explore and question life?
It's possible. Anunnaki stories like Prometheus bringing fire show how early people dealt with new ideas. Could these myths be about big, misunderstood events?
It's a tempting idea, but science helps us best. History has many achievements without alien help. Our technology changes our historical view in new ways.
There are many mysteries not just about aliens, but about lost knowledge. Our progress is like old quests to learn about the world and ourselves. We should be open to changing our views based on new facts.
Thinking about these views, does interest in the Anunnaki show bigger questions about human creativity? Should we rethink how we look at history and future?
Maybe it's a call to look wider and explore what we think is true history. These stories might ask us to join creativity with science for future ideas.
Balancing story interest with facts helps us learn history. Questioning truth and liking the unknown can lead to new ideas about human development.
Maybe it's this mix of stories and science that keeps us interested. It shows how strong human curiosity is in our quest to uncover life's secrets.
The biggest mystery might not be where these stories came from, but our endless need to explore them. Are myths and history connected in shaping what it means to be human?